right, so welcome to our lesson on the body heals itself. Now, that sounds like something that maybe you've heard before, maybe that you haven't heard, but I'm going to try to make it pretty clear for you so you can appreciate that as a health coach and as someone who's guiding people towards greater well-being. It's not really on you to make someone heal or to help them heal. They're going to heal themselves. Now, what we're going to be doing is creating the environment within which that healing process can take place. But let me make sure that you understand what I'm saying. The body heals itself. Let's see if we can actually prove that within our own experience, you know. When I go out and there's a lot of thorns, a lot of cactuses here in Aruba where we are, and if I go out and I scratch my skin, even if it starts to bleed, it's unlikely that I'm going to go wandering around and looking for the nearest hospital to see if someone can stitch up my slightly cut skin. And the reason why I'm not going to do that is that I tend to have something called experience, and my experience is going to say that this is going to heal itself, okay? Now, the skin is going to heal itself, and one thing that's really important for us to understand is that as above, so below. So whatever you're seeing, whatever you're able to observe it on the superficial zone. A little warm in here. You're able to observe it on the superficial zone. You can definitely know that those same operations are happening underneath. So that if you're observing your skin heal itself, well, just underneath that, your vessels are going to heal themselves. Your heart will heal itself. Your liver, your lungs, everything will heal itself. But, and this is the big but, and this is kind of what we are always after as coaches, we have to create this environment. Now, at this point, you probably either know or are going to learn soon that there's 4 variables that are going to be required in order for us to create this healing environment. How do we eat? How do we exercise? How are we thinking? And how are we resting? And those 4 factors together are going to give us the environment. But once again, I'm going to emphasize, the body heals itself on any dimension. What you got to do, and what we have to do for ourselves or for our clients, is create the environment within which they can do that. So if, for example, if I have a liver disease, cirrhosis of the liver, then my healing environment would need to be to stop drinking. If I have heart disease and cardiovascular blockages, my healing environment would be stop eating high cholesterol animal foods. You understand? In every situation, the healing environment might be a little bit different, but in some ways they're very much the same. How are we eating? Are we eating intelligently? Are we eating according to our biology? How are we exercising? Are we exercising every day? How are we using our mind? Are we criticizing ourselves? Are we hurting ourselves? Are we punishing ourselves? And are we getting enough rest? Now those 4 factors, those 4 variables get put into an equation, and that creates what we're constantly referring back to as this positive feedback cycle where the body and the mind and the spirit really all heals itself. Once again, and this is a really famous quote, one of my very famous quotes. I didn't realize how old this quote was until recently. I think it's like Descartes or one of these, I don't think it was Descartes, one of these really French Renaissance guys. He said, quote unquote, that the job of the physician is to entertain the patient while nature goes about and undergoes the cure. Okay, and I've heard different iterations of that, where it's the job of the medical person to entertain the patient while nature handles the situation. How can anybody heal anybody else? I mean, we should understand that, right? Only the body has the powers of healing. Only the body has the intelligence. Only the body can do it. The body's always acting intelligently, okay? And generally speaking, as long as we can provide the environment within which the body can heal itself, it will do so. Are there exceptions to that? Are there certain things that are unhealable? Yeah, there are. And for different reasons. Maybe it just got too far. Maybe, the person got so far extreme, so close to death, that it was just asking too much to ask them to undo all of those steps. That's possible, but that's unlikely. Generally speaking, as long as the heart is beating, this person is still alive, they have a very strong chance of reversing symptomology and healing themselves if they can get the healing environment right for themselves. Then all we have to do is relax, because God or nature or intelligence or consciousness, it does the work. We don't have to do the work. What we have to do is create the environment and then let the work be done for us, okay? So as a coach, again, The point is that you're not responsible for being some magician. You don't have to wave your hand and say, go, heart disease, go away. No, that's not your job. Your job is to help these people heal themselves. They will do so with the power of the information that you are providing for them. Okay? You're not a magician, but it is kind of magical. But the magical part is how the body heals itself. Okay? So that's this lesson.